Mariah here with Thread and Maple, and I'm going to take you along with me as I set up my pattern binder. I've collected every printed pattern that I could find in my workspace, and I want to show you how they fit in here and the other great features that the pattern binder has to offer. So a couple of the first things to notice here is the collapsible spine and the openings here for the 3-ring binder. This is going to give you a lot of flexibility for getting a lot of items in here. So if you've got a lot, the spine is going to expand and still keep a nice, clean, sleek look. Or if you don't have a whole lot, it's still going to stay nice and flush. The binder itself is a little over 11.5 inches long, and it is a little over 10.5 inches wide. Taking a look inside, there are 2 elastic pen holders. So a great place for your Thread and Maple 2-part pen. We've got the pen on one side and the highlighter on the other, which is super convenient. And I always like to have another pen option in a different color. On the back panel here, there is a sleeve, and this is a 1-inch 3-ring binder. It's going to hold around 200 sheets of standard 3-hole A4 size paper, or you can even use the plastic sleeves. And if you're anything like me, you've probably got a few printed patterns scattered around your workspace. So I'm going to gather all of those and see how they fit. So I've gathered all of my patterns. I had 3 of the sleeves, so I put some patterns in there. The rest I hole punched, so I'm going to put them in and see how they fit. I think the sleeves are a really great option if you don't want to hole punch your patterns. It's going to keep them nice and tidy, and the binder is wide enough that they actually aren't going to stick out of the binder when you close things up. And I have about 40 sheets of paper in here. That's about 11 patterns, but you can see I still have plenty of room to get more stuff in here. Another great feature of this binder is that we can also stand it up and attach a pattern here to work with. So it's got 2 snaps, and I'm going to attach it to the snap that was on the outside. And you have 2 snaps, so 2 options for which angle that you want this pattern binder to sit at. And this might be my favorite part. This front panel here has a magnetic insert. So this is now magnetic. And if you take an item like our gauge ruler with Thread and Maple, it is also magnetic. So you can get your pattern and get yourself set up using the ruler, which is great when you're working with like charts that have lace or color work. And so here we have it in the vertical position, but if your pattern also happens to be, you can set it up in the horizontal position. And so then, because this is magnetic, and a lot of the Thread and Maple add-ons that you can get are also magnetic, they can all go on here for your convenience. So we have the pattern magnifier, great for small print. We have our stitch marker taglets. Keep your stitch markers handy. And really anything that you have that's magnetic that you want to keep nearby goes right on there. And if you already use our needle binder, the great news is that any of those pages are also compatible to go into the pattern binder. So here I've got the notions page, and they can go right into that 3-ring binder. Really, you can pick whatever's most convenient for you. You could even have like a needle or hook page if you want to keep that close by. And then when you're all done we can close this up and see how it looks with everything in there. And again, nice and compact, everything fits in there nicely. And I just love how soft and sturdy this feels. And I know that this is going to be one of those pieces that only get better with time. It's handcrafted in Ukraine from premium genuine leather. And if you're concerned about scuffs or the leather looking a little well used, well loved, it's easy to spruce up with some saddle soap and a leather wax, which we do have kits for. And really, like all of the Threaded Maple products, it's built to last for years of making. Thank you so much for coming along with me as I filled up my pattern binder. And if you have any questions, please, as always, let us know in the comments.